Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jacky and I'm the face behind Jacky Knits here on YouTube and on Instagram. And today is the December 18th, 2024, which means day 18 of Vlogmas. Christmas is coming closer and closer every day. So yesterday's goal, my knitting goal of completing 6.5 centimeters of 2x2 rib in fingering weight yarn and 2.5mm needles was completed. I finished the entire body section of my sample knit. As you can see, here is my marker, and all this I've got done yesterday. So this is 6.5 centimeters of knitting, and yes, it's still on the needles, but I'm going to wait with binding of the body and casting on the collar until the new yarn has arrived, because I don't have basically any yarn left over, only scraps of this yarn. So this is going to go into my knitting drawer, and I'm just waiting for my new yarn. And when my new yarn is here, I'm going to complete the collar as fast as possible so I can get the sample back to the designer. So I'm really excited for that. But since I can't knit on this one right now because I have no yarn, it gives me enough time to focus on my test knits. And I actually impulsively cast on one of my test knits last night because I wanted to reward myself for completing a lot of knitting yesterday. So I casted on the boucle hoodie test knit for Anne-Catherine, and this is how much I've gotten so far. So this is just around 5.5, almost 6 centimeters of the back portion, and I'm using the Drops Alpaca Boucle double stranded as the designer, or as she recommended, and I surprisingly got a gauge on the recommended 6mm needles. Usually I have to go down a needle size or even 2 when knitting her patterns because she knits really tight and I don't, but surprisingly I've got gauge. And yes, when I realized I'm getting gauge, I immediately cast on, and it just looks really cozy, and it really gives like this fluffy texture. And honestly, it's so hard knitting with boucle yarn. Yeah, and it really hurts my hands. I don't know why. Maybe because I really have to stick my needle into my knitting, and you really can't see your stitches. Like, you just see fluffy fabric and no stitches and almost no rows. So I'm really excited to see how long this one's gonna take me, since I have to do various breaks while knitting on this. So I only can knit like 10 or 15 minutes, and then I have to stop for like 2 or 3 minutes and just stretch out my hands because they really start to hurt. And I can't knit continental. With this project, I immediately switched to my English style knitting because this gives me more control over the yarn and I'm not starting to cramp that much. So this is the progress I've gotten so far. I'm just going to focus today on knitting just on this test knit, and then tomorrow I'm going to start on the Mia cardigan and then just bitch knitting through it. But yeah, let's just see how much I get done on this today. I hope to get through the back panel and putting it on hold, but I just don't want to force myself when my hands really start to hurt. And if my hands start to hurt and I want to knit on something, I can cast on the Mia cardigan instead and just knit slowly on it, since boucle yarn really cramps my hands. A normal fingering weight yarn and mohair does not. So that's still an option, but I would love to get some progress done on this one today. And then I also wanted to talk about today's advent. As I've said in previous Vlogmas episodes, if you're just watching this random one, I'm not doing the normal advent calendar where I open advents. So I did my own version where I browse through my stash every day and pull out a yarn or a yarn quantity and review it here on my channel, and also tell you a project I could imagine knitting with it. And today's yarn is also a Drops Flora yarn. I yesterday already showed a Drops Flora colorway, and I have another one in my stash. So this is Drops Flora as well. It is a alpaca and wool blend of 65% wool and 35% alpaca. Fingering weight yarn, 50 grams skeins and 210 meters. And it's in the color 09. And on the website I shopped it from, it was called Amethyst. And this is a really, really lovely, like kind of washed out lilac, really, really pretty. And I originally bought this yarn as well and haven't knitted it, to use it for the Cordelia Tee by Rust Knitwear. It is a really pretty finger and weight t-shirt pattern, all over cabled, and I'm a huge fan of cabled knits. If you know Knitonomy, the lovely Magdalena Parker, you may also see her and knitting all the cables and doing cabled hats and cushions and sweaters and cardigans, gloves, mittens, whatever the world desires. So yes, this is going to be the Cordelia Tee. Since I have the perfect yarn quantity for it, I don't want to experiment or want to search for different patterns, because I already have this pattern in mind and I imagine this Cordelia Tee in this color very beautifully. So I'm just going to stick to this pattern I originally bought it for, and definitely want to cast this on in spring next year, because right now I have so many test knits and so many things ongoing that I just want to get them off my plate and clear out my needles. And then when all my test knits are gone or done, basically, I'm not going to apply to any new ones anymore, except people exclusively ask me, then maybe I'm considering it, but I'm not going to like officially apply via Instagram forums or anything. I just want to focus next year on knitting for myself or doing gift knits. So yes, I think that's all from me for now. I'm going to update you throughout the day on progress on my boucle hoodie test knit. My kids are both sick. Hi guys, so it's currently around an hour later or even 2 hours later, and I knitted the two little front sections and now joined the front together. And I'm actually just going to pause this project now because this is the point where I wanted to get. And now I'm going to binge knit through my Mia cardigan test knit. So tomorrow I'm going to start with that one. And then just seeing how much progress I can get done on that one. Since this is on 4mm compared to this is on 6mm, so it's going by quite quickly. Yes, so this was today's plan, and I didn't think it would be that quick. So, yes, if you watched until this so far, thank you so much guys for your support and everything. And I actually really enjoy doing my kind of own vlogmas version and my own kind of advent calendar. And it's really cool going through my stash every day and seeing some yarns I haven't seen for months. So that's really exciting. So yes, I see you in the next one.